Hello, welcome to the Language Education Podcast. I'm your host, Diana Gomez. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of computer-assisted language learning, or CALL. Joining me, there are two CALL experts, teacher Janet Cava, an applied linguistic professor, and teacher Marilena Palacios, an experienced language teacher. Welcome, Janet and Marilena.
Thank you, Diana.
Okay, let's start with some background about CALL. Please, Janet, can you give me a brief story about CALL, since at the beginning in the 15th, computer-assisted instruction were used for another purposes than language teaching? Please.
Sure, thank you, Diana. Okay, CALL really got a start in the 1960s and 70s with the early reference computer being used for simple language drills and tutorials. This was known as the behavioristic CALL-based. Then other in the 80s and 90s, CALL evolved into the communicative based, with programs focused more using language for in the context rather than just rote memorizations. And now in the 21st centuries, we're in the integrative CALL-based, where the aim is to fully integrate various technologies into the language and learning process in an interactive multimedia way.
Okay, now we are going to explore the major theoretical approaches to CALL. According to Kern and Werscher, there are three main movements: extractional, cognitive, and socio-cognitive. Can you tell me something about each approach, please?
Right. Let's start with structural behavior approach. These were the earliest CALL programs developed in the 1960s and 70s. They follow the idea or the objective that the computer as a tutor, providing learner drills and exercises. And the main idea of this kind of programs were that provide immediate feedback and repetition to reinforce learning. After that, we have the cognitive approaches, which shifts the focus to the learner. Instead of being passive recipients, learners were active. They were encouraged to explore and problem solve in simulated environments. These approaches, influenced by constructivist views, emphasize creativity and agency in learning. Then we have the socio-cognitive approaches. These take interaction to a whole new level by involving learners in interaction, and not just with computer, but with other humans. For example, last today, yeah, computer networks. Yeah, it's all about meaningful interaction in authentic discourse communities, facilitated by advancements in technology. For example, the use of computer, the use of cell phones, and different social networks too.
Good. It's fascinating how these approaches has evolved through the time, shaping the role of the computer in language learning from simple drills to complex interactions. CALL has come a long way.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the research of CALL. Early studies focus on comparing CALL programs to traditional methods, while more recent research delves into the individual processes and development of discourse communities through computer networks too.
Wonderful to see how CALL has evolved along with technology. Elena, from your perspective as a teacher, what are the benefits of using CALL with the students, knowing that there are a lot of disadvantages, especially in rural areas?
Well, there are many benefits. First, CALL can be incredible, motivating and engaging for students. It allows much more interaction and communication among them. Also, they can practice, and that is different than traditional classroom we used to use in the past. CALL also allows the students to work on their own pace, okay, and provides instant feedback. And of course, the use of multimedia resources like audio, like video, and some platforms also can really bring the language to life in a way that wasn't possible before. And students today expect technology to be part of their learning. I found it to be an extremely valuable teaching resource for my classes.
Those are some compelling benefits. Nevertheless, implementing technology is always a challenge, especially in rural areas. What are some barriers to the effective use of CALL, Janet? Please, can you tell something?
Yes, of course.
For example, one of the barriers is the cost. It's certainly one of the most cited obstacles. The hardware and software can be quite expensive, especially for schools with limited budgets. Another barrier is lack of teacher training in another big one is, for example, the use of both effectively. Teachers need to be comfortable with the technology themselves and know how to integrate it in their pedagogy. Other barrier is, for example, negative attitudes from students and teachers. In this part, lack of technical support and difficulty in finding time in the curriculum for cool activities, and overcoming these barriers requires a really institutional commitment, a real.
Yeah. We can see that COL has a lot of possibilities, however, it comes with some difficulties. As we finish up this episode, what tips do you have for our listeners who are mostly language teachers, please?
Well, I will encourage teachers to start small. It means step by step, okay? Choose a tool or activity to align with your learning objectives and give it a try. It's important to be prepared for technology, so you need to train and connect with other teachers. Remember that using the experience of others can be your support for the daily classroom and for your classes too.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree. I completely agree with Maria Elena. Don't feel you need to revolutionize your teaching overnight. Incremental steps are key. And remember that technology is the means to the end. Helping your students learn always keep us the focused.
Wise words to end on. Thank you both for this enlightening discussion. Thank you to our listeners. And please share this podcast and see you to the next podcast. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.